Thanks for joining us for this short presentation today on how using Autotrader Connect and Navigator makes advertising easier. My name is Simon Verona and I'm the Managing Director here of DMS Navigator, and today I'll be doing the main presentation. Andy Bailey would normally be joining me, but he's off this week due to an operation. Andy's our Customer Success Manager and most of you will know him. During the session, feel free to enter any questions as comments and I'll pick up and answer them. My agenda is quite short. I'll first introduce Autotrader Connect and discuss the issue that's seeking to solve. We can then review the resultant solution in detail and its benefits, and finally you'll have the opportunity to ask any questions. Autotrader Connect is a software interface layer built by Autotrader which allows partners such as Navigator to create an advert on Autotrader from within Navigator and then manage that advert with real-time updates from within Navigator afterwards. The key benefit to the dealer is simplicity. There's very little to do to create or maintain Autotrader adverts. We're all familiar with Autotrader Dealer Portal. It's been the staple way of loading, uploading and managing adverts in Autotrader for some years. So let's remind ourselves though how an advert is loaded into Dealer Portal. So let's remind ourselves about how we do Autotrader using Portal. This will all be recognised to most people. You go into Portal, you'll pop in the registration number of the vehicle and the details, and that will then pull the details down from Portal. We can then go and add that to our stock to start with, and then we can then from there go and publicise the advert, decide where we're going to advertise it, on the Autotrader, on the retail site only, or wherever, and then we can then slowly move on if we want to, dealer auction if we want, but then we would then move on to the next section, continue that on. Next thing, images. We'd have to then take the images, upload those images into Autotrader, drag them in if we need to. We can reorder the images, get them in the right place, get all the editing right. And once we've done that, we can then go and put our YouTube video link in. If we've got YouTube video, sells better than imagery, obviously. From there on, we can then go and take the spec and we can download that spec from Autotrader and look at what options are on the vehicle, what there are, see what that is, and we can then move on a little bit further and look at the standard spec. And if we want to do that, if we need to do that, we can edit that spec. Add extra things, remove things if it's slightly different to there, so we can do that within Autotrader itself. Once we are happy with that, we can then look at the rest of the spec as well, add extra things manually, etc. We're all used to this in Portal. We probably do this day in, day out. Once we'll do that, we'll then continue on. We'll then get the price of the vehicle, what do we want to advertise it at, confirm the price we're going to key it in. Autotrader obviously gives us a valuation at that point. Key the price in and then review the final advert. We would then put in our attention grabber, and obviously then a description of the vehicle. That can be anything we want to see in the description box on Autotrader. Again, I'm sure we all do that today anyway. I mean, the thing to remember, this is all information that we're also doing separately for our own website sometimes, and quite often we're actually keying a lot of this, or a lot of this information is already in the DMS. It's already feeling that we're already doing a lot of information that we've already got and already entered elsewhere. And that is the key to Autotrader Connect when we look a bit later on. Eventually we'll get to the point where we can publish the advert. Pretty straightforward. I think the first thing is Dealer Portal is essentially standalone. It needs to be updated manually, separately to other systems and other websites. But it creates an issue where the advert and Autotrader is separated out from the information you got elsewhere. The DMS system may or may not have the same thing. Your website may have different details in it. And then, of course, if you want to change anything, every time you want to change something, there's a delay while you manually go up change an Autotrader or when you upload it onto your website. And finally, when a vehicle is sold, you have to actually remove that vehicle from Autotrader. Fortunately, you missed that video, but it doesn't matter because you all know Autotrader Portal. The key thing is looking at the difference. The solution is Autotrader Connect. The key to Autotrader Connect is that it's an API written by Autotrader to help solve those issues. The key thing here is the advert is created in Navigator. Most of the information that we need to advertise on Autotrader is actually loaded into Navigator in the first place anyway. What that does then is allow the advert to be managed in Navigator. So for example, updating the retail price in Navigator will seamlessly update the price in the advert. And when the vehicle is sold, it will remove it. So remembering how it's done in Dealer Portal, let's see how you actually do that using Navigator. Hopefully you better watch this video because this is the one you haven't seen. So starting in Navigator, we're going to just pick up a stock record we've already got in the system. It's a vehicle I've already added. More importantly, I've already got everything loaded up for the advert, which I've done using, you can watch my other videos to see that. And we can see that the images of the vehicle are already there. They'll just drag and drop. I'll put some text in there for the advert. If I now go and say I want to put that onto Autotrader, it's as simple as this. We've got just pull the spec information down from Autotrader, which gives the Autotrader description so they can search and look at Autotrader. That's a one button click. Choose where you want to advertise it, and then look at the advert itself. So we can see where we want it and search from the profile, check the text which come from the main vehicle, just check the spec over, tick anything that's extra, and then save it. That vehicle is now on Autotrader exactly as you see it on the system. That was automatically done. I think to summarise, just check, hands up, Glyn, did you see that? Okay. Fantastic. So it worked today. It's next into Christmas, I think. To summarise the key differences there, I think first of all, I think hopefully we'll agree that creating the advert is much easier than using Portal on its own. The advert is in sync with Navigator. So what that means that if you change the price in Navigator or change the headline or a text or something in Navigator, Autotrader will reflect that change automatically. What that also means is that sold vehicles, as soon as you raise a sales order in Navigator, it's removed from Autotrader instantly. Ultimately though, your customers are happier because they see correct details all the time in detail. They're never shown vehicles they can't buy. So you know, they are the key items in there. So how do you get Autotrader? What's involved? Firstly, you need to have Autotrader Connect Retail Essentials package from Autotrader. Autotrader are great at naming their packages. Most dealers have already got that. It's pretty much the standard package that most dealers will have or above. You'll need a Navigator Autotrader Connect Trader Connect license. I'll try saying that quicker as well. The good news at the moment is that both of those are free until the end of March for both Autotrader and for ourselves. And it's available from January the 1st for all of our Navigator users. I will, just to summarise again, send this video out afterwards with all the original video in it. If you've got any more information that you want from there, or any questions after this presentation, then please feel free to contact Andy or myself, Andy at dmsnavigator.co.uk. I'm Simon at dmsnavigator.co.uk. Any questions on what you did see? Thanks for attending. Any questions? Just type them into the chat box. What I'll do is find the chat box. Okay, Glyn, are we feeling any questions? It's going to be the first webinar with no questions. Fantastic. Yeah, I think really it's pretty clear, straightforward. For those of you here who use Navigator, I know that not everybody does. Most of what you have to do the advert, good question, Glyn, do the advert is already done in Navigator. You already have the images, you already put the headlines, you already put the text in. Doing the advert then just becomes one extra click. The cost after March, good one. depending on your level of integration with Autotrader, what level of Autotrader is, there is to be a charge from Autotrader, but I think it's somewhere in the region of, so I think £40 a month for the Autotrader side of it, which from what I've seen, what people tell me with Autotrader is a very minimal figure. Our charge is going to be £50 a month as of after April the 1st for that interface. But obviously you'll get to try it out up until the end of March and check and say there's good value, good benefit for that. Any more questions? No? Okay, well, if you do get any more, you've got my details, and I'll send this video out. I'll edit back in the original bit beforehand, send it back out afterwards. Nice short lunchtime presentation. Thanks very much for attending.